time is not a river. It is a labyrinth and endless, twisting corridor, where every step forward leads backward, where doors open to the past, and echoes of choices long made whisper from the shadows. Dr. Elias Voss knew this better than anyone. For decades, he had chased the impossible, working in secret beneath the ruins of an old asylum. His research had cost him everything, his career, his family, his very sanity, but he had done it. He had built the machine, a cage of steel and copper, pulsing with an unnatural blue glow, humming with the power to fracture reality. The year was 2094. Humanity had already lost its future. War, famine, disease, the earth was rotting. The past was the only salvation. And tonight, Elias would rewrite everything. The calculations were precise. The moment was set. He would travel back to 1912, stop the chain of events that led to ruin, and reshape history. He stepped into the machine. The air trembled. The world shattered. Then darkness.
A step backward.
He awoke gasping, his body twisted and aching. The air smelled of oil, burning coal, and something foul, something wrong. His vision swam, but the sound of distant sirens and tram bells reached his ears. He had done it. 1912, London. Stumbling to his feet, Elias took in his surroundings. But something was off. The buildings were too clean, too sharp. The street stretched unnaturally long, the sky loomed lower than it should. And the people, their eyes, hollow and blinking, as if they were watching something no one else could see. A cold sweat prickled down his spine. He was being followed.
A history that shouldn't exist.
As he moved through the streets, the whispers grew. Voices curling from alleyways, muttering in dead languages. He ducked into a building, an abandoned church, its walls covered in symbols he did not recognize. And there, in the pulsing candlelight, he saw the photographs, hundreds of them, pinned to the walls. Different decades, different places, but the same man, his face. There he was, in 1889, standing behind an execution squad. In 1763, watching a plague cart roll by. In Rome, in Egypt, in feudal Japan, always in the background. Always watching, his breath hitched. This wasn't the past he had studied. This was something else, something waiting for him.
The paradox unfolds.
The air grew heavy. The walls of the church seemed to bend inward, pressing against him. A deep vibration hummed through the floorboards, shaking the pews, rattling the glass. Then he saw it. A figure stepped from the shadows. Dressed in black, its face obscured beneath a long hood. But Elias already knew. He knew before it even removed the hood. Because beneath it was his own face, older, worn, twisted. The realization hit him a knife to the gut. He had not traveled back in time to fix history. He had traveled back because he always had. He was the cause, the loop, the constant. He had tried to change the past before, 1,000 times, and each time he had failed. His future self had failed, and now the cycle would begin again.
The blood price of time.
The older version of him took a slow step forward. A knife gleamed in his hand, not a weapon of defense, a weapon of inevitability. Elias tried to run. The church warped around him, the doors twisted into jagged mounts, the windows stretched into endless black tunnels. No escape, no escape. His older self lunged. The blade sank into his stomach, twisting. Blood hot, thick poured down his hands. The paradox demanded balance, and as he fell to his knees, choking on his own future, he saw the final horror. A new figure, stepping from the shadows. Another Elias, younger, confused, just as he had been. The cycle would begin again. It always did. And as the darkness took him, the whispers of time swallowed his scream.